Hello, Pisces, and welcome. This is Infinite Fire Readings, and this is going to be the week ahead for you. Pisces, it's exciting to have you here. Thanks for watching for a Pisces in your life. All are fine by me. Whatever works for you, Pisces, or cross-watcher, or whoever's here, all are fine by me. Whatever option. So basically, this is the week ahead reading for you. Free will does come first. These are just cards. Do keep that in mind. This reading is for your entertainment. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. It is a general reading for Pisces, so please keep in mind that it may not always fit your situation. So sometimes the cards will resonate, sometimes they won't. If it doesn't fit, you can definitely throw it out. Check out your other star signs in the rest of your chart. You might want to check out a reading that has those in them. So yeah, awesome, cool, Pisces. That is where we're at. I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Tarot to start with to get information about your current situation. I'll draw 5 cards from this deck, and then I will draw 5 more from this more traditional deck in order to get you advice, and at least one Work Your Light Oracle card. Let's get into it, Pisces. Let's do it. Last reading of the day. Let's hit it on the head. Hopefully we can get something really interesting here, at least some good advice for you. Fingers crossed. I certainly hope so. All right, Pisces, one more shuffle, and then I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get straight into it for you. I hope you are well wherever you are, whatever's happening. I do send you good light, love vibes, Pisces. So let's do this. What's going on with Pisces? What is happening in Pisces world? Insights and advice. Insights to start with. Thank you. What have we got? The 8 of Wands in the upright, first card out. Then the Daughter or the Page of Cups in the reverse as your next card. So things might be moving very quickly. Also, I read past to future, current in the middle, or from the beginning to the end of the week. Take it as it resonates, whatever works for you. Again, but it might go all about the place. It might sit in different spots of time, whatever makes sense to you. So just take it as it works, take it as it resonates. I tend to read from left to right as the story. Next up, the Lovers card. Right in the middle, card of Gemini. Gemini coming into the spread here. So could also be about not making a decision. So and also with this with this Page of Cups, it could be a water sign that you are dealing with: Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. It could be yourself, Pisces. It doesn't have to be. I don't feel like it is, because I tend to view Kings and Queens as the court cards of the actual person I'm reading for, or character, or star sign, I should say. Next up, the Father or the King of Swords in the upright. I think there's definitely dealing with some people here. Maybe a bit of a love situation with the Lovers here. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of see that possibly happening as well. May not be though. And the Hierophant, I think it is. With the Hierophant coming out, I do think that's the case. Okay, what's going on, Pisces? So on the bottom of the card, you have the Hermit, which is the card of Virgo. The Hermit's also about being introspective, sometimes introverted, which I know a lot of us are, doing the inner soul searching, the inner work. The Daughter of Wands in the reverse, maybe not feeling like you're giving messages or receiving messages, not wanting to communicate perhaps. Maybe feeling kind of successful. Maybe you're just feeling really in your own space at the moment, not talking to a lot of people. Not really giving a lot physically either. You could really just be in your own introverted kind of world. I'm not sure. But that is sort of the cards that are coming out here. Okay, let's check out your reading, Pisces. Let's do it. To start with, you have the 8 of Wands. So quick communication, quick messages coming in. Kind of interesting, because your energy was sort of like not either giving those messages or not wanting them to come in. Looks like they're coming in, whether or not you want that. Looks like that's what's happening. So then there's the Daughter of Cups. So some kind of maybe emotional cup not coming in for you, or not giving or receiving this emotional cup. Maybe not receiving it. It is the Page or the Daughter. So that's feminine, receptive, inexperienced, and learning energies. In particular, receptive. So receiving a cup. Maybe you haven't received a cup. Next up is the Lovers card. This is in the current energy of the spread. Sorry, the internet's having an interlude, so I'm going to wait. It's going to wait it out. There it is. We're back. Okay, good. So maybe not feeling like you are, pardon me. That threw me a bit. Could be dealing with a Gemini to start with. Might be releasing one. It's in the middle of your spread. Maybe you're feeling like you didn't get a love offer come in, a decision wasn't made around love, because the Lovers card is also about decisions. It could also be that you're not communicating with the Gemini, again, as indicated. But there could be some kind of King of Swords character in your life, which is power-based, assertive, experienced, and masculine energy. Kings are the Sword King is very logical, very practical. That's a lot of cockatoos. I don't know if you heard that, but they were squawking away. Yeah, so this is basically practical, logical, intelligent, logical energy. Maybe someone said it to you how it is. Maybe they told you this is what's what, and they were very clear cut about it. Maybe you're also being like this as well, Pisces, or you're dealing with some kind of King of Swords energy in your life. Could be someone older than you, could be any air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It doesn't have to be. And finally, the Hierophant in the reverse, card of Taurus, might be releasing a Tauran or dealing with a Tauran. It is in the reverse, which is why I say that, or releasing a perspective about a Tauran. The Hierophant in the reverse talks about releasing either commitments, traditions, and things like that, or maybe focusing on a non-traditional kind of situation or relationship or commitment. Yeah, so I'm kind of seeing, though, that it might be a love situation with some particular person. Maybe they haven't come forward to you in a certain way. Well, maybe they have. They've come forward quickly, but they didn't offer you that cup. They didn't make a decision to connect. They said it how it was, and there's no commitment. That really is what I'm getting, because we do have the Lovers and the Hierophant here. Let's get you some advice. Let's get you some advice for this situation. I do feel like it is that sense to me to read it that way. Could be other things, though, so again, take what resonates. If I see something else as well, I will throw that in there. My internet is popping in and out, so I'm just doing my best to work with it. Let's get you some advice, Pisces. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, no more singing. Let's just get into the cards. I think that shuffle will do. Yeah, that's my alarm. I knew it was going to go off, but I decided to do the reading anyway because I didn't want to wait. It's all good. I've already sorted out what it's for. I just have alarms for everything, or I don't function. I need to set alarms for everything. Drives my Gemini crazy. He don't like it, but that's okay. That's how I function. So, yeah, all good. All good. I'll probably figure out a better system that works. Whatever works for me. Okay, there we go. That's enough. That is enough shuffling. Pisces, let's get you some advice. Let's do it. First card out, fell in my lap. What is it? Okay, there we go. It is the Magician in the reverse. Interesting card as advice. I think I know what that could be about. We're going to get all of them, and then I'm going to read them, because I actually find that I read a bit better that way. It gives me a whole perspective and helps me understand how to read the cards rather than needing to change my perspective because I get a card that starts making things make more sense. So that's how we're going to do it now. That's what I like to do. The 10 of Pentacles as advice. Okay, I like it. I see what that could say. I see what that could say. Yeah, this is making sense so far. I love a clear-cut reading. I love it. I love a clear-cut reading. Sometimes I get readings that are all over the shop. Yeah. Okay, King of Cups in the reverse as well, coming up here as advice. Yeah, okay. I feel like I know what this is about. The 6 of Cups in the upright as advice, which is interesting. Okay, I kind of know what that could be saying. And then the 3 of Swords as advice as well. 3 of Swords as advice. Sorry about the cutting in and out. I'm probably repeating myself when it cuts. Yeah, this kind of does make sense to me. I feel like this is not so much a breakup as much as unreciprocated love. That's kind of what I'm getting here. I feel like there was quick messages maybe came in, or there was desire for quick messages to come in, and then not getting the cup that you wanted, not having this connection established. Maybe someone just said it how it is. It could be the King of Swords figure that you're interested in, and no commitment was made. That's the reading that I am getting here. So, to start with, that maybe kind of sucks a little bit. But there's some cool advice involved in terms of moving forward and out of this. So let's just get into it, because it looks like this one is something that you need to let go of. I'm just going to cut to the point, really, with all of this. So let's do it now. All right. To start with, if you were wanting quick messages to come in, or communication promptly, quickly, or you're wanting to give it or receive it from this particular individual, the advice is, I should call this reading the cold, harsh, blunt truths. No, I don't want to say that, but kind of. Stop trying to manifest it. There you go. That's your advice. I know that's not easy to hear, especially if you want it from that person. And again, I know it's easier said than done. This is genuinely the advice, though. So in the upright, the magician talks about manifesting things, having things come in, creating them, materializing them. In the reverse, as advice, stop trying to manifest, okay? So that's what's happening. If you are really wanting this quick communication, these arrows of love, the Eight of Wands can be seen as, this is saying to stop it. Stop trying to have that happen, or stop focusing on that coming in. Stop waiting for these messages to come in or to communicate quickly, or the opportune moment. I know it's not fun to hear, but that is genuinely what I'm kind of hearing from that. Okay, next up, the Daughter of Cups. So maybe not receiving that cup. It did not come in for you. It wasn't given. You didn't receive it. That's not great. That doesn't feel very good. The advice, though, is quite practical and not one's favorite maybe, but it's also, it's quite beautiful as well. So it's focusing on making your life, your physical world, complete and harmonious and whole. Ten of Pentacles is everything working out. Your bills are paid, your pet goldfish is fed, you know, the stars are shining through the window the way you want them to because you gave it a nice squeaky clean and you wiped the Windex off of it with the paper towels, and now it looks good. It's also just everything financially getting in order. Things are just, basically in a really good place. So the advice is to do all of that. Get your world in order. Just get things in order for yourself. Do the paperwork, organize those catch-ups, organize the meetings, look at the good things that you have, water your plants, appreciate your plants. It's really having a holistic, tangible approach to your world. So if you haven't got this cup, this is to focus on the world around you that exists and that is working for you, and make it really shiny and pretty and nice. And it might help clear your mind a little bit. It might also help you create this world, which is really, really solid. Maybe, you can even, see that? Anyway, you can even buy some new things for your house. It's not a frugal card at all. It's very much so a card of wealth, luxury, having your 3D material needs met and fulfilled. So that's the focus. The advice is to do that, is to focus on that part of things. If you haven't had this emotional cup in, focus on your 3D world and make that happen. Beautiful advice. I like it. Help you get out of that headspace. All right, the Lovers. The lover connection not happening here. So if that's in the mind, so you didn't get the offer and now you're like, where that decision wasn't made. They didn't want to date me. I didn't end up dating them. Whatever's going on here. The advice is the King of Cups in the reverse. So a couple of things. This can be three things. One, you might need to release a water sign. So Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. That could be an option. Actually, it's four things. Two, you do not feel like you need to be this King of Cups energy right now. So if you're feeling shut down, that's okay. Don't feel like you have to be that. That sort of leads into the third one. Don't feel like you have to be the best version of yourself right now if you're feeling flat. I know it says sort out your stuff with this 10 here. That takes time, it takes effort. You can still be grumpy and vacuum, You can do all of that stuff. Basically, the King of Cups in the reverse could be you, because it is King of Cups. That could be Pisces. I do view the Kings and Queens as the star sign I'm reading for. So the advice here as a third is don't feel like you have to be completely yourself while this is happening. You got to be where you got to be. It's not fun. It doesn't feel great. I get it. So just you can accept that. It's okay if you're not feeling 100%. The other option is you don't need to be this emotionally assertive, loving king towards this connection anymore. If you're feeling like, oh, well, I'm going to look bad if I suddenly stop talking to them because that just makes it look like, that I never really liked the friendship or whatever. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like you got to do what you got to do. I don't think you're going to be malicious about it. I hope not. I wouldn't suggest that. But this is saying if you don't feel like investing in that anymore, that's okay. You kind of got your answer. It's not the best, and maybe you need to take some time for you to rejuvenate yourself, okay? So that's okay. It's okay to want to do that. Sorry, Pisces, I feel like I'm having a bit of a thing. Also, it might be to stop investing in a Gemini as well. That's also an option. Doesn't have to be, though, but just because that is the Gemini card. Don't feel like you need to make a decision about it. It's okay to not be this King of Cups right now, or it's okay to release that King of Cups as well. Next up, the Father of Swords. So maybe this person kind of said it how it was, told it straight to the point, with this Father of Swords, King of Swords energy. Maybe you don't feel so great about that anymore. That's kind of understandable. That's hard to hear, just all this logic and no emotion, it might make you feel a bit cold and like, well, all right, well, you didn't even give it a try. I don't know, something like that. So basically, though, Pisces, advice is the Six of Cups in the upright. This is a card of nostalgia, childhood memories. If you do have sort of a good connection with this person, or you did, and that's why you liked them, and that's why you said, hey, maybe this can be a thing, and they were like, no, which isn't fun at all in any way, shape, or form. I get it. This basically says, though, if you are feeling a bit cold, it doesn't mean that you have to reach out and connect right now. With the King of Cups in the reverse, totally. You don't need to emotionally invest, but you can still look back on the good times that you had and see the good in this person, even though right now you might be like, I don't care. It hurt. I don't like them anymore. They hurt me, like kind of that energy. I know I'm kind of rambling, but maybe, you don't feel good about it anymore. This is saying look back on the connection for the good times and what is nice, what does work. It might just help you come to peace with the connection a little bit more in another way. Maybe just seeing it in a more positive perspective. Maybe you can look back on things that weren't right for you. Like now that you know that this person isn't coming forward towards you, you might be able to look back at the connection and actually see, you know what? I can see in these moments that maybe I overlooked where they did certain things that probably weren't like signs that they were right for me or something like that. I don't know. But it is to see the connection for what it is. It does look like it is kind of a soulmate connection in a way. It could be to do with lessons though. It could be to do with learning lessons. It could be to do with just a good friendship vibe. You don't know what's going to come out of it. So yeah, that's kind of the advice, is to look back on the things that the good times and reflect on the memories, maybe to get insights as well. So good insights, and maybe to see where things weren't right in a relationship sense, maybe as an option. So it doesn't have to be. Finally, Pisces, the Hierophant card. So this is a card of Taurus. You could be releasing a Tauran again, doesn't have to be, though. It's also a card of non-committal connections. This is traditions, commitments, marriages, not committing, not traditional, not marriage, pretty much. Doesn't mean not, I don't know, pretty much does mean not marriage, but it could be that, this commitment wasn't made, or it's not a traditional connection. I mean, maybe you were fooling around with this person. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a lot of emotional investment more so than physical. Like, I don't really feel like it was that physical. I think that you maybe leant towards someone and they were like, no, sort of, maybe not that blunt. But I do feel like they said no. And yeah, that's not, again, not fun. The advice is the Three of Swords. So this one, even though I know I'm like, do your vacuuming, clean your windows, get your life sorted, this is also to grieve. I know that's weird advice. That's probably not what you want to hear. But it is to process your emotions around it. Grieving is different in every single situation, in every single context. Sometimes grieving is gaming for an entire day, or binge watching Netflix, or having a big cry session for 5 minutes and then getting on with it, or 30 minutes. Grieving is so different for every single situation. I know that I said also get on with things, emotionally disconnect, and see the brightness on it, but it's still also grieving. Allow the whole process to go through, even if it was a short thing or a long, it doesn't matter, it's short or long. It might have been short. Maybe it was like a month-long crush. I don't know, or 6 months or something. That's not that short, actually. It could be 3. I don't know, whatever, 3 months. It doesn't matter how long it was. Grieve what you have to grieve. That might help you release this need for a connection as well. Again, I know I said do the stuff. You can grieve as you do the dishes, really. Like, you can put on that music and just tune into, like, whatever you want to listen to. I don't know what your vibe is, Tool, Britney, whatever you want to listen to. Tune into your favorite tunes and do the things that you need to get done, which are going to fulfill you. Like, later you'll be like, oh, I cried my way through that, but hey, my house is fucking clean. Like, you might have that kind of vibe. Or like, hey, my paperwork is all done. Yay, go me. There's teardrops on the page, but we did it. I don't know, whatever. Sorry, it's a bit silly. Grieve your shit, grieve the process, grieve it all. And that will help you release the need for this connection. So really interesting reading, Pisces. I am sorry again that you didn't get what you wanted in this connection, but I do think it was a growing connection. With the Six of Cups, it does seem like there was like lessons to be had, perhaps. Maybe you could have spoken up sooner, and that would have saved you time and effort. Maybe it was them. Maybe you had to turn them down. Maybe the tables are flipped. I don't know. That may not be what you had to learn, by the way. That's just random suggestion in the ether of suggestions. Though, it's I think there's stuff to be gained from this, whatever that is. I really do feel like that's the case. It is coming up in your reading, so it's clearly, you're wanting to tap into it a little bit. I think you are gaining things already from it. I think you're going to move on quicker than you realize. I kind of think you are. Whatever happens, even if you do connect or not, I don't know if you will or not, but I think you're going to move on quicker than you think you will, which is nice. So just go through the process. Grieve what you got to grieve. Do it. Watch that Netflix. Watch The Good Place, New Girl, whatever, Black Mirror, whatever makes you feel good. I know a Black Mirror word, but hey, it might. There's a couple of good episodes, 2 out of 100. I don't know how many. I haven't watched all of them. I've seen the happy ones because that's how I roll, and I've also seen some of the disturbing ones. It's very clever. It's a good show, but it's very intense. Or Death Love Robots. Is that the other one? I like that one too. All right, let's get you a. Well, I feel like Oracle card. Let's get you a working Oracle card, Pisces. Pisces. One more shuffle. And then I'm going to get on with my life. And so are you. And we're going to move into the beauty of the oblivion of the future, which we can't see. That was a bit vague. That was a bit of a lot. I'm just having a giggle, Pisces. I said one more shuffle. I gave it 2. That's enough. That's enough now. Let's do this. Let's do this, Pisces. All right. Okay, we've done the knocking. Let's get the cards before I go crazy. It's isolation, I tell you. It just makes us tarot readers even more loopy. We're like, Okay, we've got 2 cards out. What are they? Let's have a look. 3 cards, pardon me. I knew it was 3, and I said 2. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Mystical. That's pretty cool. If you're spiritual, can relate to that, just note that you've got your guardian angels, support systems, whatever you believe in around you. The universe is supporting your back. Doesn't have to be. If you are logical, practical, this is just remembering you have support. You have support around you. People maybe older than you who have gone through shit before. They can help you out getting through the situation. Okay, so you're not alone. It's very beautiful. A Pisces, I feel like you just get the raw, like not the raw end, but you get me after every other reading, and I kind of love it because I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just sort of say it how it is, but I hope that it's still good. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Priestess doesn't mean man or woman. It's just maybe being receptive to it. Feminine energy, receptive energy, masculine, feminine, whatever. Just doesn't mean any particular gender or anything. But it is that kind of energy. How are you being called, or sex? You get what I mean. How are you being called to step up and lead, Pisces? So what are you being called to take charge of? Remember, like, clean your house, do your stuff. Maybe there's some other part of you that you have been, they were saying, well, what are you neglecting now that this hasn't worked out? What are you putting? It's like, well, I'm doing everything. Maybe you feel like that. But this is how you're being called to step up and lead. Maybe it really is just getting some kind of a system in place right now, or just doing the shit that needs to get done. It doesn't have to be some kind of lifelong goal ambition that you haven't done because you are always focused on love. Maybe it is, but I'm not really feeling that. I kind of feel like you just need to get stuff sorted. How are you being called to step up and lead? Just getting your paperwork done, or chatting with your friend that you need to reply to, but it's been 3 weeks and we're in isolation, so you haven't messaged them. Maybe you need to do that, So I know that I am guilty. All the friends out there, if you ever watch this, I'm sorry. I do love you. I do reply to them. I reply to them, but I struggle. I do struggle with it sometimes. I just get my space. I'm an ambivert. Anyway, continuing on, Pisces. Sisterhood of the Rose is next. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic teacher. You have priestess twice. Priestess is coming out here and here, which is kind of interesting. So I almost see that as beauty and devotion. How are you being called to step up and lead, mystic and teacher? But that doesn't make complete sense. This could be, it's a very feminine card again. You might be in a feminine space, or you might want to reach out to some of your feminine friends. It doesn't have to be, though. Like, again, man, woman, trans, gray gender, whatever you are. I don't mind. I'm not biased at all. It's about becoming connected with spirituality and a little bit creativity, but not creativity necessarily in the sense where you're painting something or creating a new song or anything like that. I think I used that exact example in another reading. I definitely probably did. But yeah, it's sort of about just reconnecting with source, with self, and getting creative in how you approach things a little bit. Even just being creative about how you view your own world and your own life right now. I know that sounds a bit vague, but it's like having a mental swap up and changing the way you approach things a little bit, because that's going to sort of shift you with stepping up and leading in your own situation, maybe gaining the lessons to learn from what's happened. And yeah, mystic and teacher, you've got other people to teach about this one. You're going to look back on it and go, oh yeah, like honey, I've gone through that, or not quite, or honey might not be a word. Maybe you'll say, yeah, friend, I don't know. Pretty much, I just think that you're going to be able to support someone else from this at some point. You might very well, or maybe you have things to do now, actually, things to teach now. So that's another option. This is kombucha. I just want to announce that as well. I like kombucha. Not a drinker. I do not drink the alcohols. I'm all for doing whatever you want, though. Do you be safe and happy? Whatever. It doesn't faze me. Used to drink, don't like it. Anyway, that's enough about me. I hope that you've had a wonderful day, night, space time, wherever you are, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining in. It's always a pleasure and an honor to read for you. Please also like and subscribe if you like my content. It really supports my channel. It helps me grow, and I would love to see more of you. So win, 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 win. Yeah, and this, I'm going to figure out how to make this available as well in the future, rather than, I can't find it on my channel right now, but that's not your issue. That's my stuff that I'll sort out. Okay, Pisces, such a pleasure and an honor to read for you. Light and love your way. Have a great space time wherever you are, and I will catch you next time. Bye.